if they like my session. And also, if you have any query, please feel free to ask the questions. You can mention the query in the comment box given below. I would be able to answer the queries if in the session I would be able to give it, and if not, I will give the answers after the query sessions. So now let's start the session. Now the first thing comes in our mind that what presentation. That means we can give presentation delivery for what topics. So it can be any work that is being done by you. You can give presentation delivery. आपने अगर कोई काम किया है, आप उसके ऊपर presentation delivery दे सकते हैं. If any new product launches in your organization, अगर कोई आपकी organization में नए product का launch हुआ है, you can give presentation delivery for that particular thing. If any new HR policies is being launched in your organization, you can give presentation delivery for that. And if there is any existing process and any new process that has been launched in your organization, अगर कोई नया process है या फिर कोई process अभी हाल ही में आपकी organization में चल रहा है, उसके ऊपर आप presentation देना चाहें तो आप presentation दे सकते हैं. So ये तो these are the things for that you can give presentation. Now let's have a look at, before delivering presentation, there are some do's and don'ts that you need to take care of. So now let us discuss some do's. That means the work that you should done before delivering any presentation. So now let us see the work that should be done before presentation delivery. So the first thing is know your subject well. Now, know your subject well is very common. If you want to deliver any presentation on any topic, you should be 100% sure about that particular topic. Let's take an example of iceberg. Iceberg is 90% inside the surface and only 10% out of the surface. It simply means that a presenter who is presenting any topic, he should be well versed with that particular topic. 90% of the knowledge, that means the deep knowledge, should come in his own, and only the reflection by the 10% of his body language, his verbal communication, non-verbal communication should give the 10% reflection with the 90% of the knowledge outside to his participants. So that is know your subject well. Hi, good morning guys. Good morning Siddhant. Good morning Ashish More. Good morning Netra Pawar. So lots of participants are joining here. Good morning to all of you. Now let us move to the second main thing, that is medium of delivering presentation. When you are delivering presentation, suppose when you are in college, you can deliver your presentation through flip charts. You can do group discussions, you can do demonstration of that particular topic. But when you are working in an organization right now in these days, हम organizations के अंदर when we want to deliver any presentation, we usually take help of PowerPoint presentation slides. So now here I'm just focusing on PowerPoint presentation slides because you have to deliver presentations in your organizations. Now, while delivering presentations through PowerPoint slides, there are some do's that you need to take care of. So the things that are need to be taken care of while delivering PowerPoint presentation slides, they are, first of all, a presenter should have a deeper knowledge of that particular subject so that he should not see the slides behind to him again and again. He should focus on the participants only. He can refer to the slides, but you don't have to read that particular slide. If he is reading that particular slide, then the presentation will get bored. So it should be very careful about all these things. And all the topics, whatever it's been implemented, you want to implement, whatever it's been displayed in your PowerPoint presentation slides, you need to give the reference to that particular PowerPoint presentation slides to your participants completely. So the participant would be able to understand the entire gist. उन्हें पूरा समझ में आ जाए whatever you are presenting through PowerPoint presentation slides. The focus area should not get anywhere else. That means आप जो भी PowerPoint presentation slides के through refer कर रहे हो, completely वही presentable होना चाहिए आपके participants को. Now, the next thing is that focus area of presentation. That means आप जो focus area of presentation का देना चाह रहे हैं, that can be done when you know your audiences well. Now, what does that mean? For example, at Safe Express Private Limited, if I consider an example of operations assistant, These are the people who are responsible for counting the stock in and stock out. That means when the stock is coming in, they are counting that particular stock through the telemark sheet, as well as when the stock is going out of the warehouse, they are again counting the stock out. So now, if I'm delivering any presentation to them, I should know the level of my audiences. And if I'm making the PowerPoint presentation slides through which I want to deliver any topic to the operations assistant, then I need to be taking care of their level of understanding and as well as the language that I should use while delivering my presentation. So if you are responsible for delivering the presentation to these types of participants, then you should know your audiences 100% well. Now, after that, taking the participants to the next level. It should be in the mind of the presenter when you want to take your participants to the next level. For example, if you people are, or if I'm delivering any kind of a presentation where I want people should quit smoking, that's my agenda of my presentation. So right now the people to whom I'm delivering presentation, they are smoking. But my ultimate motivation and my ultimate destination, that means I need to take my participants to the next level where they should leave the smoking. That means they should quit smoking. So that level should be maintained, and here you need to take your participants to the next level. Now after that, to cover up knowledge or skills gap. Here, for example, the example that I have taken so far for the operations assistant at Safe Express Private Limited. Here, if I want to cover the knowledge or skills gap, so I need to prepare the entire content of my presentation like that. So it should be able to cover the knowledge or skill gaps of my target participants, the participants who are attending my presentation. Now, a very basic requirement, the next level that I'm talking about, is the necessary arrangement of the training room. That means the presentation room. Although it's very basic, but it can lead to the success of your presentation. Now, in the training arrangement of the training room, it can be included all the necessary arrangements. For example, the training layout of that particular room that you want to use while delivering your presentation. For example, how is the layout of the room? How is that particular room is made of? Is there any distraction that is being in the training room? You need to take care of. So for all these things, you need to be there before your presentation, at least an hour before. Now, after that, the space of the presentation. For example, here is that particular space, the layout of the presentation room. Now, how much space you want to cover up with your participants? That means you need to use the entire space of your presentation. You need to cover up with the participants, and that you should be approachable to the particular participants, which is very important. Now, the projector display, a very basic requirement, but a big thing that can affect your presentation. So these are the training layouts, training infrastructure layouts that we need to take care of. Now, the next level is make your session interactive. Now, what does that mean? If there is no interaction, for example, lots of guys are asking questions to me. Yes, interactive session. Okay, Deepak Chabra, yes. So the interactive session, I'm coming to that, Deepak Chabra. Interactive session means that when you are asking queries, when your participants in fact asking queries to you and you're giving answer to them, then the session would be interactive enough. And for making it interactive, you need to use at least in the 100% questionnaire, if I talk about 60% in the presentation, only words should be involved, and rest of the 40% should be the non-verbal communication. That means you need to make proper eye contact with all the participants so that you are approachable to all participants. Now, after making proper eye contact, you need to ask the questions. If they are asking the questions, you need to answer them the questions. You need to use proper postures, proper gestures. There must be voice modulation in your speech. Don't worry about the pauses. Pauses are really very important in your presentation. Where you need to stop, where you need to carry on with that particular flow in the presentation, that is very important. So that means make your session interactive. Now, after making the session interactive, the next thing is that use of the language. Now, what kind of language that you can use? For example, here I'm using some Hindi words in my presentation because I'm getting requests from my participants to use some Hindi words. So here, if I want to make my session interactive, you guys are asking, some of you guys are asking queries to me. So now the session is getting interactive. So I should be able to know the language comfortability of my participants. Now I know some of my participants are comfortable in English, so I'm using English. Some of my participants are comfortable in Hindi, so I'm also using some Hindi words into my presentation. So that is the use of language. And moreover, the language should be simple enough. That means the next level that I need to take care of is don't use lots of jargons. Now, what are jargons? For example, you are giving presentation on the topic global warming, and the audiences, we need to take care of the individual differences of the participants. Some of the participants are able to understand the technical terminologies of biology, so you're using that particular terminologies in your presentation. But most of the participants, they are not able to understand that particular technical terminologies. So I should use the language by which every participant sitting in my presentation room should be comfortable with it, so that they can ask questions to me and I would be able to give answers to their queries. Now, when you are using simple language, your session would be like that. It will get lots of interaction. Yes, Ajitva Mukherjee, you can use graphics or pie charts or drawing in most of the presentations, but you need to take care of the topic as well as the understanding of your target audiences. Suppose your target audience is not able to understand the graphics and pie charts, they are simply able to understand while demonstrating the topic. That's why I just concentrated on know your audiences well. When मुझे पता है कि मेरे पार्टिसिपेंट को ये पर्टिकुलर चीज समझ में आएगी, that is the level of that my particular participant. Suppose in an organization, when you are delivering the presentation, so you know the audience's level, that for this particular participant, these scale, these categories of participants, I have to deliver the presentation. If you have to deliver the presentation for the participants who are on the warehouse, for example in the logistics company, so you should not use the heavy graphs and pie charts. But if the participants are the senior level management, then definitely you should use the pie charts and the graphics, and it will make your impression more on that particular senior level management through your presentation delivery. I hope I have given answer to your query. And now the next of my topic, that means the point that I want to just cover up right now, after this particular use of language, after the use of jargons, that is use humor, which is very important. I mean, whatever the presentation you are right now delivering, if you have humor, that means you are using some jokes, some short stories, rhetorical questions, attention grabbers, it will definitely make your presentation live. Sometimes what happens, yes, Diya's strategy, exactly, this can make your presentation live. For example, right now, if I would start my presentation without smiling, without interacting with you, without giving answers to your queries right now during the session, and after the session, definitely I'll give the answers to your queries, my session won't be able to get interactive. So for the interactive session, try to use humors. Yes, Shrikant Bharti, it's necessary to make people understood in easy language. It is very necessary. Because when you are using the easy language, everybody would be able to understand the topic, and their focus area should be on you only. Then you would be the entire hero of the presentation. Now, after when you are getting your focus, that means the attention grabbers from your participants, you would be able to demonstrate that particular topic while referring to the PowerPoint slides behind you well. And when you are using humor, the participants who might be there losing focus in your presentation, it's a common psychology of human beings. Sometimes we lose focus. So when you are using humor, you can just simply get their attention back to your presentation, and which is really very important. So try to use humor. So in humor, you can use short stories, any rhetorical question, any, for example, joke if you can use which is relevant to that particular presentation, definitely, so it would be very fruitful for you. Now, after using humor, the next thing comes is the presentable. That means the presentability of presenter, that means the dressing sense of the presenter. Well, in every presentation, it doesn't mean that you need to wear suits only. It depends on the target audiences also. I took an example of operations assistant. Why I took an example of operations assistant? Because they have to work in the warehouses in the logistics companies. And if they are working in the warehouses, sometimes they need to just wear only the uniform, and their uniform comprised of the PPE, that means personal protective equipments. They are wearing jackets that we call personal protective equipments in the warehouses, helmets, okay, sport shoes, and tight tracks. So that's their uniform. So for giving presentation within that particular warehouse, I need to be among them so that I can break the ice between me and my participants. If I'm giving presentation to senior level management, then definitely I need to wear suit according to the audiences that I'm giving presentation to. So it's very important your dressing sense should match with the audience's level. And if you are able to match your dressing sense with the audience's level, then your presentation would be fruitful for them. And you would be also relaxed, as well as your participants will also be relaxed. आप भी उतना relaxed feel करेंगे और आपके participants भी आपके साथ उतना ही relaxed feel करेंगे. They will also get comfortable with you. So after the dressing sense, you need to do one thing which is very important. Try to maintain 101% eye contact with your participants, because the next step that you need to take care of, that is conclude your topic and leave something behind for your participants. Now, when you are concluding your topic, you can sum up your topic. You can use phrases to sum up your topic. You can use the phrases in a nutshell. You can use any quote given by any particular presenter earlier so that you can conclude your topic. While concluding your topic, again, you can use any short stories, and you can use any rhetorical question again. Again, you can use any attention grabber so that you will be able to conclude your topic. And when you are coming at the stage of summing up of your particular topic, it's very important to use some short stories so that the focus area of all the participants should get again back to you. That is very important. Now, the second point, that is leaving something behind for your participants. What can you leave something behind for your participants when you have completed your presentation? So the thing is that handouts, whatever you have covered so far in your presentation, you have the PowerPoint slides with you, but if any participant want to get it again, you cannot continue with that particular 3 hours or 4 hours presentation of your presentation slides again to that particular participants. So here you need to conclude it that you should give handouts to your participants, because what is the benefit of handouts? I mean, they are the great way to take home your message to the participants. Your participants will definitely take some message to the home, whatever you have completed in your presentation so far. So give handouts, and do not forget to include your contact information into that particular handouts so that you can invite your participants with further questions. So your touch with the participants will remain after the presentation too, which is actually an essence of presentation delivery. So these are the things which we need to take care of. For example, there are some presenters. Two things you need to take care of. The touch that you can maintain with your participants can be a logical touch. That means whatever you are delivering so far in your presentation, in your PowerPoint slides, you are referring to your PowerPoint slides and you are demonstrating to your participants, which is very fine. But second thing is the emotional touch that you need to take care of. Try to maintain that particular emotional touch. Give the answers to the queries during the session only. Try to your level best to make your session interactive. If you're making your session interactive, you would be able to maintain touch, emotional touch with your participants. And when you will give handouts to your participants, they would be able to answer, they will be able to ask questions, in fact, again after the presentation too. That means your presentation delivery is still going on within the mind of the participants, which is actually an essence. Yes, there is a question by Arka Biswas that dress color is also important, so suggest some color. Well, Arka, this is a very important question that you have asked with me. Well, the dress color, it simply means that I'm not saying try to be very designer according to that particular according to your audiences. See, dress color you can simply suit according to your audience's level. Training layout is very important. That means the training infrastructure, training room where you are delivering presentation, according to the sense, as well as according to the training room, and as well as according to the participant level, you can choose the dress color. For example, right now I'm just having a particular dress right now. It's simple light with some dark complexion. So you have to choose your contrast. You have to choose the dress color according to the training room as well as according to the audiences. Now the next question that by Hirok JY Mahanta, yes, what are the things need to be avoided for better presentation? Definitely avoid use of jargons I discussed so far. That means that technical terminology. Suppose you are giving presentation to the audiences of operation assistant. I took an example earlier as you have joined right now. So there, don't use high level language with the participants who are not right now and having that particular level of understanding. So try to use your language simple. Of course, Saurabh Kala, body language is important while presenting. Any particular suggestions? So see, body language represents the essence of your presentation. You have to be very careful of your body language. Try to make proper eye contact with your participants. Take care of the proximity. That means the distance should be maintained within the participants. When the participants are asking question to you, give the answers to their queries with the appropriate distance, with the positive attitude. So by this body language, you can definitely win the trust of your participants. Yes, okay, definitely. Tie is mandatory according to the dress. Absolutely, Partha Basu. This is absolutely the right thing. As the dress you are wearing, the tie is mandatory according to that particular dress. Suppose the weather conditions are not feasible for you. If you are giving presentation during in that particular warehouse premises and the temperature is high, and you are giving presentation to the participants who are already working on the ramp, they are working in the logistics company, so you can wear the dress where you feel comfortable so that you can give presentation fine. Of course, you need to be professionally dressed, neutral, and the formal colors not too jazzy that distract the audience, and simple dressing is recommended. So that is an answer for you, Partha Basu. So now after that, to sum up whatever the topics I have covered so far, that is, I started with know your subject well. I took an example of iceberg. After that, medium for delivering your presentation. That means you can deliver your presentation while using any flip chart, group discussions, demonstrations, and using the PowerPoint slides too. Then we took attention to the PowerPoint slides, that what we need to do when we are delivering any presentation through PowerPoint slides. After that, we covered know your audiences well. That means we should know the level of our audience to whom we are giving presentation. Now after that, taking care of all the necessary arrangements in that particular training room, where we included the layout of the room, where you can approach your participants, that you have to use the presentation space. And after that, we covered the topic in that particular training room infrastructure, that is the projector display, which can be a very big part that can lead to the success of your presentation. Now, after that, we covered the topic make your presentation more interactive. Then use of the language, that means a simple use of language. Avoid jargons, that means lots of technical terminologies in your presentation. Then use of proper eye contact, that means a non-verbal communication. That means 60% should be words and rest of the 40% should be non-verbal communication during your presentation. Voice modulation, that means your tone of presentation is also very important, and it is actually a very big parameter, as it's been said by Muhammad Irfan, absolutely Muhammad Irfan. The tone that you are using, it's very important while delivering your presentation. Now, after that, dressing sense of the presenter I have already covered so far. It should not be very jazzy in color, so that means the dressing sense. And after that, you need to proper conclude your topic, that means leave something behind for your participants. And for leaving something behind for your participants, you can use handouts, which is a very big thing, very good medium to get in touch with your participants, and leave your contact information within that particular handout so that the participants can approach you with the queries and you can give answer to them. You can maintain touch with that particular participants. And in the conclusion, use short stories, use rhetorical questions like that, so that your entire essence of presentation should get be there only. So that's it from my sides. Thank you very much for joining this particular session with me. And again, I'm requesting you, if you like my session, give me likes. Again, I want to just answer your queries, and you can just ask your queries within the comment box given below. And after this particular session, I would be able to answer your query. And right now, I want to just give some answers to the queries. So definitely, see, Kosto Sarkar, you can, avoid the fearful energy. That means, see, fearful energy can only be avoided when you do practice, practice, and practice. Practice makes a man perfect. Presentation cannot be given just on the spot right now like this. You need to give practice. Whenever you want to give presentation, prepare your presentation well, draft it well, frame it well, take care of all the parameters for delivering your presentation that we have discussed with each other right now, and then just at least practice 2 to 3 times before delivering your final presentation. It will definitely remove your fearful, anxious. Yes. Now, thank you, Sandeep. Your presentation is fantastic. Paras ji, you have got. Thank you very much, Sandeep ji. Now, Rakesh sir is asking the question. Definitely, here we are watching your session from different background, like somebody from sales, somebody is from warehouses. Definitely, we need presentation on operation, like rules, regulations of warehouse, show so measures of warehouse standard, how to keep the material, what should be the maximum height, and we need to know complete knowledge of operation management. Definitely, sir, definitely, Rakesh ji, we will get back to you with these particular topics. It's very important that you are asking these things, you are demanding these things, and definitely we will complete these things. We will definitely come with all these topics. So now the question by Pallab Day, that how we decide the length of our presentation, how long should it be? Well, definitely it will be decided by you only, and it should be decided while taking care of that particular topic, how much the content should be covered within that particular topic. Then you would be able to ascertain that this is the particular time duration. Suppose, for example, if you're having a 30 minutes time duration, like right now in this particular webinar, so for the 5 minutes of the starting, you can give to the introduction, then the body of the presentation for another 25 minutes. Within the 25 minutes, you need to present your content while making all the necessary arrangements of your presentation, as well as you need to give answers to the query of your participants, and for the last 5 minutes while concluding your topic. So it depends on you and the type of the topic that you are taking so far with you, and well, definitely the type of conclusion that you need to give. So according to that, you can frame out the time frame of your presentation. Definitely, Abbas, If you have missed my session, no problems. You can have a look on this particular session again. It's a recorded session in Safe Job. You can just have a look on it, and we'll catch your next session. Definitely I'll come with the next session. Thank you, Abbas. And Netra Pawar, thank you. It's very useful session. Thank you, Netra. Thank you very much. So again, that's it from my side. And after the session, to the participant to whom I'm not able to give answers to their queries, definitely I'll give answer to your queries. Thank you very much for thank you very much from your side and from my side as well, as that this session is an interactive session, and thank you very much for making this session interactive. Stay safe and have a nice day. Thank you.